Welcome to today's oil painting tutorial for beginners. We're going to be painting a pretty river scene based upon a real location in Colmar in France. Now we're going to be starting with the following colours: titanium white, lemon yellow, yellow ochre on the second row from the left, cadmium red, crimson alizarin and permanent mauve on the third row on the left, cerulean blue, French ultramarine, primary cyan and sap green. I've drawn a rough outline in pencil so that you can see the lines more clearly. I'm going to go over these using a light paint colour, a mix of white, yellow ochre and a little crimson. First we'll draw the outline of the boat, then the right hand side where the boat is moored, the riverbank and a little jetty. On the left we have the lines converging towards the vanishing point for a building with some arched windows. You'll learn about vanishing points when you learn about perspective. In the meantime, you can do a quick sketch to copy what I've drawn and then we'll start the painting. These are some rectangular windows and the arched windows will be underneath. I'm using this colour to fill in for the base of some of the stonework. Now we're filling in the edge of the riverbank on the right and a little of the same colour for the jetty. Now taking some titanium white, lemon yellow and yellow ochre and mixing them together. Using a small flat brush, we can fill in for the main building on the left hand side, a little darker on the right, and then it will become lighter towards the left. I'm leaving some space on the far left for some greenery. Now painting above the arched windows and painting between the rectangular windows above them. This is a pretty lemon yellow colour. So you can see we have some basic shapes. I'm going to start on the water using primary cyan mixed with white, a little French ultramarine and lemon yellow, and we'll do gentle sideways strokes, a bit more cyan to darken it, and here we can define the edge of the water where it meets the building. It's a diagonal line and this area is quite dark. I'm stroking gently across the canvas and now we'll cover the whole area in various shades of blue, leaving the boat and the jetty blank. Near the front of the canvas to make the foreground lighter. Some darker blue for the shadow in front of the boat and to the left to define its shape. taking some sap green and white, some primary cyan, and we're making some green reflection in the water. This is going on the left under the greenery. Now we're making a lighter green colour using lemon yellow, yellow ochre and white, and mixing this with the blues and the green, and we're making a colour for the reflection of the building. It's not quite a brilliant yellow colour, it has some green mixed in. And we're trying to mirror the shape of the arches and the windows, doing some sideways strokes with gaps in between. I'm just lining up the rectangular windows with the arched windows using the paintbrush. Cyan, permanent mauve and sap green. Using these colours, I'm going to make some dark reflections for the hanging baskets in front of the arched windows. Adding a little French ultramarine too, and we can do some shading for the windows themselves. This is for inside the arch. Adding some darker shadow below the jetty and in front of the boat using crimson, mauve and ultramarine. Some more green shading for the water on the left, using lighter and darker tones. Some green on the right hand side for the reflection of the greenery on this side. Mixing some white and permanent mauve, we can make the reflections of the windows. Blend these colours by stroking across and then add some highlights using white, light yellow and light blue in little dashes. This next colour is for the stonework. I'm mixing white, the yellows, some mauve, cadmium red, crimson, and I'll blend it together until I reach the shade that I'm seeking. A tiny amount of cyan to tone down the pink, and a little green. We're nearly there. A bit more white, and this is for the brickwork. Now a colour for the windows using mauve, cerulean blue and white, and this will be for the glass on the left, and we'll make a warmer colour for the arch for the brickwork and mix them together. I'm using an angle shader brush. Now a mix of mauve, primary cyan, adding this to the edge of the water to the base of the wall where the stones are discoloured. Now adding some yellow ochre and crimson, and this is for the stones on the wall. I'm doing outlines of the stones, different shapes, using both the edge of the brush and sideways on. I'm taking a little of the blue mix and using it for the arches, for the top of the windows, and stroking downwards to mix this colour from dark to light. Remembering to add a touch of the same colour in the mirror image in the water, now using white, crimson, yellow and a bit of the blue, and I'm starting on the boat and filling it in. Adding some lemon yellow and white for the centre, and now some mauve on the left and right for the shaded areas, the sides of the boat inside. Now filling in using a mix of dark and light tones. A dark edge at both ends of the boat and the rim on the inside. Some slats or lines going across, part of the boat's structure, using a little blue, I'm going to use similar tones for the jetty and for the stonework on the right riverbank. Here I'm making some little vertical posts, very short ones, and a bit of shadow. some shadow to define the rectangular windows using some of the cerulean blue. For the greenery on the left, first I'm mixing some yellow ochre, sap green and lemon yellow, and I'll add some of the blues and white to make different tones, some lighter and some darker. I'm also putting some green in front of the arched windows for the hanging baskets and making some lighter touches using lemon yellow and cerulean blue. Darker green underneath, dashes of cadmium red for the flowers, using a wide flat bristle brush to create some branches. Here I'm adding some yellow ochre to make a darker tone on this side. Then I'll add some more colour to the wall to finish it, and we'll start on the building on the right. I've used a light cream colour for this building, and it's going to have windows and a red parasol. It's also going to have some hanging baskets. can use crimson or red or any colour for your parasol. I've made a triangle and I'm making a smaller triangle on top for the top layer, and I'll just darken this. Now making a dividing line on the building. Using a brown colour, a mix of the yellow, red or crimson and blues. Now a window, and using some cyan for the shutters on the window. Some darker shadow beneath the parasol. And some more windows. Now for the hanging baskets. And working our way downwards on the right hand side, we can complete the painting by adding some more greenery. A lot of white and yellow in this green to make it a light colour, and then we'll add some darker leaves at the front. This will make a strong contrast. Finally, I'm going to use a flat brush again to make some branches at the top. A few final touches. And that's the end. Thank you for supporting the channel. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this tutorial and you're pleased with the result.